Hello everybody, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. So today obviously I'm going to be doing a makeup declutter. So we are starting off here with the eyeshadow palette. I'm not going to be getting rid of a ton of my eyeshadow palettes just because in the last couple of months or so I did like a pretty huge edit of my collection. But there are some things that I think I'm ready to kind of say goodbye to or pass on to new homes. So I guess we will go ahead and get right into it. So this one right here is my palette of single eyeshadows, so none of these will be going. So I have these two right on the bottom here are Shine by SD. They are so gorgeous. They are in, I probably won't read every shade if you have a question about any specific ones. That one is in Make You Happy and this one is in Get Busy. So these two are Shine by SD and they're so gorgeous. Actually, we'll go ahead and swatch them just because they are so pretty. They're a beautiful kind of flaky formula, but you do like a sheer look, you can see the duochrome, and if you put that sheerly over like your entire eye, it is just such a pretty look and I really love those. Then the rest of the ones in kind of this like 9-pan section, those are all from Looksy, and these ones are so gorgeous. They're like so foiled and metallic. This is like one of their chameleon shades, like kind of like the multi-chrome. So I will swatch that. It kind of goes from like a green to a red to like a gray base. I don't know how well this one is going to show up on camera. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. But those ones are from Looksy. They're so pretty. I also really love this one. I think it's in like butterfly wings. Oh no, so this one is in Painted Lady. And this is like a purple blue duochrome. Again, I'm not sure if this lighting, hopefully you'll be able to see it. I do have a window right here, so hopefully you'll be able to. Then these two larger shadows are from JD Glow. This one is in Sin, and this one is in Opal. These are both from the Galaxy collection, and these ones are also very pretty. This is like a purple one, which is Sin. It's like a kind of purpley duochrome. And then I have Opal, which is a pink to blue. And yeah, they're really pretty. So I have those, and then these ones are all here from Sydney Grace, and they're all mattes. They are so gorgeous. I really love the colors. I need to reach for these more. I purchased them, but then my like single shadow palette was kind of like not somewhere easily accessible, so I wasn't really like reaching for them. But I have this out on my desk now, and I really want to go into these a lot more because like the color story like this is so gorgeous, and then combined with like all of these, I think it'll be so pretty. So I'm definitely gonna keep that. That one was a little bit longer, but I promise we'll be quicker with some of the other ones. This one I know I can get rid of. This is from Aether Beauty. I got this recently. I think it was in my Glam Bag X. So the packaging is really nice. It's kind of this like puff packaging, and then it's all cardboard, and the color story is very pretty, but I just don't need it, and I feel like it's not something that I will really reach for. So I am going to pass this one along, even though I haven't tried it. I just don't think it's like quite right for me. And by the way, if you are interested in, if you want any of these, some of my more lightly used or like unused like this, I will list on my Poshmark, which I'll have linked below. So you can shop my Poshmark. I have a couple of things on there if you're interested in purchasing them from some of my declutters. You could definitely check that out. So this one will be on my Poshmark, so I won't be keeping that one. Then I think what I'm going to do is actually go through some of my Colourpop ones, just because I know that I really won't be getting rid of these. So I have my Colourpop That's Taupe. This is one of my absolute favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. The colors in here are so gorgeous, and they're just like so me. So I'm definitely going to keep that. Then this one is In a Trance. I actually don't know if I'm going to keep this one. I don't reach for it. It did lose a shade, so I don't really know like what I can kind of do with it. So I might just hold on to it for now, unless like I find somebody who specifically wants this one in real life, or if somebody wants me to list it, you could just leave a comment down below. Then this one is Main Squeeze. This was like one of my first Colourpop palettes. It is their sort of more red one. I think that this is so pretty, and I really love the color story in this, and I actually use this one quite a bit, and I think it'll be very pretty for the fall time because I've been kind of going back into warm tones a little bit more. So I'm excited for that. Then I have the Baby Got Peach. This one is also very pretty. It does have a glitter in it, which isn't like my favorite, but this shade right here, Ready or Yacht, is like so stunning. Let me show you. It is just a beautiful peach shade, and the like reflect in it, I don't know, I just really like it. It has such like a pretty like shift to it, so I do really like that, so I'll be keeping it. Then I have this one, which actually I might get rid of. This is the She's Got Solstice. It is quite pretty, but I just don't really like this like a glitter shade. The green is really the only thing that I like super love in it, but then I also have my Mandalorian palette, so I feel like this shade and this shade are quite similar, so like I don't really think I need the She's Got Solstice, just because, I don't know, I think I will declutter this one, and I'm going to keep my the child one. And then these ones are all like this one is one of my favorites. This is the Colourpop Garden Variety palette. This one, I love the purples in here. Again, the green, and see like the She's Got Solstice like pretty much has that color, and that was like the only other one that I was sort of eyeing, like the Earth Angel shade in this palette, and then Over the Bloom. I feel like those are pretty much the same color, so like I don't really need this. But yeah, I really love the Garden Variety palette, and I'm definitely going to keep that one. Then I have my newest one, or my second newest one, which is the Limoncello Palette. This one, the quality of these ones are a lot different than the other bigger ones, like than the Garden Variety one. The pan shades in here are different, and the metallics are kind of like a softer metallic, but they're still very, very pretty. So I am going to keep this because it's a very unique color story, so I will be holding on to my Limoncello palette. Then I also picked up the Powerpuff Girls palette, which is kind of very similar. I actually love the shades in here. I love using the vibrant pink, the blue. It does have this glitter, but the glitter is not like terrible, but I just think it is so pretty, and it's such a neon palette, and I really, really love it. So definitely gonna keep that. And I think because I'm keeping the Powerpuff Girls one, I am gonna get rid of this Juvia's Place. I was keeping this for the hot pinks, but I don't really reach for this, and I don't love the Juvia's Place eyeshadow formula. I feel like the metallics are kind of like a little bit too thick, and it's just not exactly what I love. And I don't know, I just feel like I have hot pinks and other formulas that I like a little bit better, so I am going to get rid of my Juvia's Place palette. And I think what I'm going to do next is go on to my ABH palettes, because I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any of those, so I'll kind of go through those first. Yeah, so I have my Riviera palette, which I actually like really enjoy. This is, you wouldn't think it, but it's actually a very colorful palette once you kind of like strip it back. Like it has the vibrant purple, the pink, it has these blues, a purple, like metallic kind of color. Like this is really, really unique. And the formula of these palettes are just so good. Like I absolutely love it. And I really like all the ABH formulas. So I'm gonna obviously keep the Riviera. Then I have this Prism palette. This one is not only really, really pretty, but I did get this in Miami, which was my first vacation that me and my boyfriend went on. Again, the formulas in here are really great. I love this neon yellow, and then of course some of the more neutral shades. So keeping that. Then I have my Alyssa Edwards palette, which is another one that has, this is another reason why I'm getting rid of the Juvia's Place, because it has that hot pink in it. Just like the Riviera palette also has a hot pink, but this is so pretty, and obviously love Alyssa Edwards. If you guys watch Drag Race, let me know. I'm a huge fan of it. Right now I'm watching the like newest All-Stars season. But yeah, this is so pretty, and it's just such a gorgeous color story, and I really, really need to use this more because it is amazing. Then I have the Norvina palette, which I think is probably my favorite ABH palette that I own. I think that the color story in here is just so beautiful. Like I love the pinks, the purples, the cool tones. It has some warm tones. Like it is just the everything palette. I think that it is so, so gorgeous. So yeah, this has to be probably my favorite ABH palette that I own. Then I have the classic Modern Renaissance. This palette has been through it. I have pan in multiple shades. I have pan here, 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 here. This is definitely old, and I don't really use it as much anymore, but it's just so iconic, and I did get this as a gift from one of my friends for like my 16th birthday, and I'll be 22 soon, so this is definitely an old palette, but I have to keep it. And the last one is my newest ABH palette, which is the Sultry palette. This one I picked up last year during Ulta. They had like a holiday kit. This is so pretty. I love cool tones, and I definitely want to reach for this more during the fall months. I have been loving some warmer eyeshadow lately, but this one just like has my heart. I don't know. I'm just obsessed with it, and I love it. I also have the Soft Glam 2, which is just the mini Soft Glam palette. This is so stunning. I use this a lot. As you can see, like this shade, I have like a pretty decent dip in. I mix this shade and this shade, and then I'll do like this one all on my lid, and it is just so pretty. I really, really like this. Aside from Norvina, this is like one of my favorite ABH products that I own. Okay, so those are all of my ABH palettes, which will all be staying. Then I know I need to get rid of some things. Oh, so these two things are actually not even eyeshadow palettes, but I am going to get rid of both. This is from Shayna B. It is their blush and like has a highlight palette. It's really pretty, and I love using this shade here called Rosa. It's a very, very pretty blush, but I just don't reach for it. I don't use palettes, like face palettes, really all that much. And it's still pretty much brand new, so yeah, I'm not going to be keeping that one. Then this one, I hate to say, but it is just so old. Packaging is like cracked, so I'm gonna see if like any of my friends want this because I won't be selling it. But this is my Sofax Revolution highlighting palette. They're still pretty nice, but it's just like, I don't know. I just don't reach for it. I don't know if you could see that, the lighting, but it's just not something that I reach for very often anymore. So I'm going to declutter that. I have a couple more sort of newer things over here. I have the Kat Von D or KVD Vegan Beauty Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette. This is so gorgeous. These like duochrome shades are so stunning. Let me do a little swatch of them for you. I'm not sure exactly of the names. It says them on the back, but it's kind of hard to figure it out. So it's these two right over here. Like, you can see right there, how gorgeous are those? Like this whole hand right now, with like all my singles and like duochromes and stuff. Absolutely love it. This taupe shade is such like a great base. The formula is so smooth and so blendable. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this, and it is pretty new to me as well. So really like that. Then I have my Alter Ego Goddess palette. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. This is really pretty. I have used this in a dedicated video before, and I have a look up on my Instagram if you wanted to go see that. Follow me on Instagram at @handtagliente to check it out. This is such a pretty and unique color combo, and they did discontinue the original gold palette, so I definitely will want to be keeping this now that I can't actually get the original Natasha Denona one if I was wanting to. Then I have my Tati Beauty palette. This is so pretty. I really need to reach for this more. It's just obviously like a bigger palette. Like ones that I kind of use more every day, the size is like this Lorac one. So obviously this one is much bigger. But the formula of these are amazing. It does have glitters in it, which I don't love, but it is one of the best glitter formula for eyeshadows if you're interested. So I will be keeping that. I also have my James Charles palette, but I really didn't feel like digging that out from like, it's under a drawer somewhere because it's gigantic, but I will be keeping that. My boyfriend did buy it for me, and I don't like getting rid of things that people purchased for me, just because I feel like it was a gift and it holds like special meaning to me. I guess I'll kind of go into ones that were purchased for me that I won't be getting rid of. These ones were all gifts right here. So this one is a Pat McGrath Eye Ecstasy Sublime eyeshadow palette, and this I actually really love. The shades in here are so pretty, like this gold and this green. They're just so beautiful. Do some swatches for you. Again, sorry if the lighting is not that good, but they're so beautiful. And again, this was a gift from my boyfriend's sister, so I will be keeping that. And she also got me this KVD palette. This is really, really pretty. I am keeping this anyway, not even just because it's a gift, but because the silver in here is like so cool. It's like such a unique formula. It's a very soft silver, but that's what makes it very wearable, and I love it. And then the pastel blue in here is so pretty. I love when I use that in special looks, so I'll be keeping that. Then I have this Ulta Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is from my boyfriend's brother. I love this palette. I used up like almost completely this shade here called Breathless. The colors in here are so gorgeous. They're a little bit more pinky than what I normally go for, but that's why I like it so much, because it's something that's different, and I really, really love that. Then I have this Dose of Colors palette. This is, again, such a beautiful color story. I used to not use it as much because I didn't think that I liked warm tone eyeshadows on myself, but now that I have kind of been playing around with my Huda Beauty palette a little bit more, using my warmer tones, I'm really excited to try this out. Like some of these shades here on the bottom, and then like this kind of red metallic shade is so pretty, so I'm definitely keeping that. And then I guess speaking of Huda Beauty, this is what I used. I actually have it on today, and I also did take a picture yesterday because I liked the look that I did so much that I did it again today. But this is the Rose Gold Remastered palette, and it's so stunning. I love that some of these shades have like a almost cream, like a creamy formula, and they're just so pretty and like, oh wow, I don't even know how to explain it. I just really, really love this, and I'll definitely be keeping that. Oh, and then last thing that I have from ABH, this is actually a like a mini Norvina palette. I haven't used this yet, but I really, really want to use these greens. So I think next time I do my eyeshadow, I'm going to reach for this. I'm going to set this out on my desk because I really, really do want to try this one out. This is so stunning, and I love the Natasha Denona formula, so I definitely will want to keep that. And then for Rare Beauty, I actually used the green shade in here the other day, and it was so pretty. Like, I really, really love the formula of the metallics, so definitely keeping those two. Next thing I have, this was like my first ever high-end eyeshadow palette. This was the Lorac Romantic Eyes palette. I think that's what it was called. Riesling Romance Eyeshadow Palette. This was like my favorite thing that I used in like early high school, like 9th grade, just keeping it for nostalgia reasons. Oh, then these, I actually didn't realize I still had them. I didn't talk about them earlier, but these are my Animal Crossing palettes. So this is the What a Hoot, which is the neutral. And then this one is Nook Ink, which is the more green one. Then La Belle of the Ball, which is my favorite, it's the purple. And then a 5-Star Island, which I actually am doing a giveaway. I'm not sure if that ended yet. It ends on the 24th. I don't know when I'm posting this video, but the giveaway is open till the 24th. If you're interested in entering, check out my Colourpop mystery box video for all the details. So I will be keeping those. Then this one I think I'm going to get rid of. This is from e.l.f. This is one of their like bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. This one is in Hot Jalapeno, which is just like the green one. So I'm just going to get rid of that. I don't really use it, so no point in me keeping it. Then I have my Lorac Pro palette. I think this is the, yeah, this is the Pro 3. And as you can see, I hit pan in 2 of the shades in here. I really like the formula. The mattes are really nice. The shimmers are just like okay, but it is really thin. And now that we will be like traveling again, I do want to keep this for like to bring with me when I travel. I have like 2 good travel palettes. It's like these 2, this one and then this Tarte one. But yeah, I will be keeping this just because it's super thin and super small, and it does not take up much space, so it's easy for me to keep. And then while we're talking about this, this is the Tarte Clay Play Volume 2 palette. This is like one of my go-to travel palettes because it has like the highlight, blush, bronzer. Normally I still do bring my own products with me, but it's just nice to have like whenever my boyfriend was away at school, when he used to go away to college and I would go visit him, I would just bring this because it was super small and I wasn't bringing like luggage. I was literally bringing like a backpack with some stuff. So this was perfect to bring, and I do love the formula of it, so I will be keeping that. Then I have my original Urban Decay Naked palette. I think this is like one of the only like naked things that I have. Like I don't think I have any of the other ones, but this is so good. This is actually like one of my all-time favorite palettes. This shade right here called Toasted is so gorgeous. I don't know, something about this shade. It's kind of like a like taupe color. I don't know, something about it. I just really love it, and when it's on my eyes, like I just feel like I could take on the world, so I'm definitely keeping that. You also can't get it anymore, so may as well keep it. This one I think I may get rid of. This is the Colourpop Pressed Powder Palette in Sparkler. The shades in here are just like a little bit too deep for me. It didn't look as dark online, and the shimmer, like the shimmers are okay. Like, I mean, they're pretty nice actually. I do like them, but I have them in other palettes and I just don't think that I need this, so I will just go ahead and get rid of that. Then I have my Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette. This is so stunning. I actually use this quite a bit for when I'm doing more colorful looks. The metallics in here, like the formula of them are like next level. Like some of them are just so gorgeous. I really, really like it. Or like this one. I just really like this palette a ton, so I will be keeping that. And let's see. Oh, this I think I'm going to keep. This is from MAC. It's just like a duo. I'm not sure. I can't like pop out the colors to see which shades that I picked, but it's just a brown and then kind of like a like sort of light pink satiny color. I made this when I went with my boyfriend's sister into New York City, and we went to the MAC store and like I built my own palette there, so I will be keeping that. Then I have this limited edition Becca palette. This is from like the Après Ski collection. I actually had this and then like I dropped it and I even repurchased it because I liked it so much. But these are really pretty. The formula of the eyeshadows are the same formula as the highlighters. And Becca you can't get anymore. I'm pretty sure the highlighters and like the under eye corrector you can get with Smashbox now. But I don't know, I still want to keep it, and I think that the packaging is really pretty, and like I went through so much trouble to try to buy this a second time, so I will be keeping that. Then I have two of these Too Faced palettes. I have my Sweet Peach palette, which was like my go-to in high school. You could see this color is almost used completely up. I just really like this palette, and it still smells good, so I will be keeping it. This one, I purchased this at TJ Maxx or like Marshalls or something like a few years ago, so it was already like kind of old to begin with, like when I first purchased it, and then at this point now it's super old. A lot of the shades have hard pan, like this one has hard pan. Some of like my darker shades have hard pan. This one did, which is the shade Butter Pecan, which is like the only reason why I was keeping it, because I do like to use it as a highlight, but I have highlighters, so there's no point in going into like this old eyeshadow palette to use it as a highlight. So I do think I am finally just going to get rid of that. And we just have a couple things left. This is a Huda Beauty face palette, actually. I do think that I'm also going to get rid of this. The shades aren't like super blinding, and it has cream that I've never touched before. I've only ever used this shade. I haven't even used the two on the bottom because they're just too dark for me. So I think I will just like put that on my Poshmark and get rid of it. The packaging is cool. I like how they did the highlight and the eyeshadow like that. But yeah, I got this in an Ipsy, and I just don't think I need it. Then another one this one, you know what? I'm going to put that one on the side because I'm not sure exactly. I will go to one that I'm going to keep. This is my little $1 Sweet and Shimmer palette. I literally love this thing, and I will always keep it. I've talked about that thing a ton. Then I have my Pure Raw Beauty Christie palette. It has the colorful side and the neutral side. As you can see, I really like this palette. I've used up quite a bit of this shade. It's so pretty. It's actually very similar to this shade here called Dusty Rose. So like I'll kind of do a similar thing where like in this palette I would go into this one and mix them together. I'll go into this palette and mix together like this one and this one. But I do like more of that purple kind of dusty pinky type shade. But I really love this, and I'm definitely going to keep that. And I love Raw Beauty Christie, so of course I will keep that. Then I have my Glam Light palette. This one I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm going to leave these two here to like contemplate for a second. But my One Size palette I do think I am going to get rid of. I think I also got this in another Ipsy Glam Bag X. And the shades are really pretty. Like I like the greens. I like the browns. I've only think I've ever used this shade right here called Taupe of My Game, which is just like a regular taupe shade, but I just don't think that like I need it with all the eyeshadow that I already have. And like I would reach for like my Naked palette over this if I'm going for browns. I reach for like my Mandalorian palette over that if I'm going for greens. So I am gonna get rid of that. And then I don't know, I feel like I did pretty decent at getting rid of some stuff. I think I'm going to keep my Glam Light one. I don't reach for it that much just because the packaging is like kind of bulky, so like I don't really keep it out, even though it is very cute. But I do really like the shades in it. I think that it has like a very unique formula. Like even though there's some neutrals in it, they still kind of stand out to me. So I will keep my Glam Light one. I have this from Estate Cosmetics. This is the collaboration with Bailey Sarian. I love Bailey Sarian, and I do like this. Whenever I wear this purple shade, I always get compliments on it. It's kind of like a sort of satiny purple, and like I'll put that on like my inner corner with like a very neutral look, like a very neutral eye, and I always get compliments. So I think I will keep that because I do really like Bailey Sarian. So I'm getting rid of 10 palettes, which I did not think I was going to be getting rid of that much stuff. But I don't know, it just kind of happened. I've just been feeling like I really want to size down my whole collection as a whole, just because I've really been enjoying the products that I love, and I just feel like I don't need to be holding on to so much like excess stuff. And if I could resell some of the things that I'm not loving 100%. Also, could we take a moment to look at my hands? The sun has kind of gone down a bit, so you can see, oh my gosh, all of these swatches, so much better. It is so pretty. I love these. A lot of these are like from my single shadows. But yeah, like I want to be using and like purchasing more single eyeshadows, and instead of buying like these pre-made palettes where like I like, you know, one shade, but I don't need the whole thing. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!